Here's your lunch money.
Make sure you spend it. Every penny counts. It will help boost the headline PCE because that includes food and energy prices, unlike the core PCE price index. Remember, there is always an opportunity cost, sweetie.
Don't lose it. It's your big day. Say reserve ratio.
We moved here from Africa. My parents decided to move here because the American economy has been improving greatly. How exciting. I had a great life in Africa until my parents got their jobs for the Fed in America. They really aren't that cool, though. I mean, they ain't even included in the total non-farm payroll employment count. That was goodbye, Africa, and hello, American economics.
Talk to me again, I'll kick your ass.
Well, I just wanted to let everyone know we have a new student joining us. She moved here all the way from Africa. Her name is Caddy Heron. Welcome to economics. Where are you, Caddy?
I'm over here, and it's pronounced Katie, by the way.
My apologies. Well, to start us off, would you like to tell us a little bit about the economic conditions in Africa?
Well, being homeschooled by two American parents, I've been educated on the economy in America. I don't really know too much about the African economy.
Is there anything, for example, personal experiences that relate to econ that you can share with us?
Well, in Africa, everything was very high, there were very high interest rates and very small money supply. And my mom is still paying back the money to the state for homeschooling.
You know what this is?
No, I don't, but I know that there are lower interest rates in America.
Yes, this graph here on the board represents the effective federal funds rate. This is the rate at which banks charge each other for loans. The higher the federal funds rate, the more expensive it is to borrow money.
Africa, you should really think about joining the economics team. Having a girl on our team would double our funds and we could even get jackets.
Yeah, you really should consider it.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Well, here's my card. Think about it and get back to me.
Survey about the current economy. Can you mind answering a couple questions about the monetary policy?
I don't really know too much about the American economy. I'm from Africa.
Come on, Africa. You don't even know the effective federal funds rates?
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Siri, what is the effective federal funds rate?
Let me have a look. It looks like the answer is about 0.12%.
Don't listen to a word those guys say. They don't even know the difference between real and nominal GDP.
Wait, there's a difference?
God, Karen, you're so stupid. Everyone knows that the GDP is the total value of goods produced and services provided in a country during 1 year. The real GDP is the GDP adjusted for price changes such as inflation and deflation.
Isn't the cycle circular?
It's cyclic. The rate is constantly changing.
Is that why my daddy had to sell our Hampton house a few years ago? I remember him saying something about the bad economy. Was it called a recession?
Well, yes. Our job as the FOMC is to prevent things like that from happening again. In 2010, it was changing at an ideal rate of 2 to 4%, but in the year before that, the real GDP had plummeted by 7%. We can never really tell if it is growing at a sustainable rate.
So what can we do to get my house back?
Since output is increasing and the AD curve is shifting to the right, therefore, the real GDP and price level are rising, which makes it necessary to enact contractionary monetary policies in order to prevent inflation.
So the government should buy bonds?
No, Karen, the Fed should sell bonds.
Remind me again why she's in the FOMC? We are in need of a new member. Katie?
Hey, Aaron, is there any way you could explain this stuff to me? I'm totally lost with all this payroll stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just the total employment, including farmers and all.
Wrong.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Thanks.
Wrong again.
No problem.
And
He was so wrong. The total non-farm payroll accounts for about 80% of the workers who produce the entire GDP of the U.S. It excludes government employees, private household employees, unpaid volunteers, farm employees, and the unincorporated self-employed. It's reported monthly on the first Friday of each month, and it is used to help determine the current state of the economy and predict future levels of economic activity. Oh, Aaron, we need to help him.
It's Friday, Why are we going shopping?
Because consumer sentiment is rising and we expect inflation to increase yet again.
What's consumer sentiment?
Consumer sentiment is a statistical measurement and economic indicator of the overall health of the economy, as determined by consumer opinion. Consumer sentiment takes into account an individual's feeling towards his or her own current financial health, the health of the economy in the short term, and prospects for longer economic growth.
As consumer sentiment rises, more people are willing to invest and buy products. This shifts the AD curve to the right, which is another reason why we need to enact contractionary monetary policy.
What are other economic indicators?
As wages. Wages add to the consumption rate because more people make, the more they will buy. However, as inflation increases, workers will demand higher wages, shifting the short-term aggregate supply curve to shift to the left because of higher production costs. According to classical economics, this will cause the economy to be self-correcting.
Housing indicates how well the economy is doing because if the rents are high, then the disposable income is lower, allowing people to spend less. Stock indexes indicate people's faith in gross investment. During a recession, people hold off on buying durable goods.
NAIRU is the non-acceleration interest rate of unemployment. It is defined as the specific level of unemployment that does not cause the inflation rate to increase. One cannot tell the NAIRU from the current unemployment rate.
Should I get these?
Yeah, definitely. Those pajama pants are a durable good and will last very long.
Oh, great.
Regina, Karen thinks you're mad at her because you voted not to decrease the federal funds rate.
OMG, I am not mad at her. I'm worried about her. I was trying to prevent her from making a bad economic decision. You see, the CPI is defined as a measure that examines the weighted average of prices of a basket of consumer goods and services, such as transportation, food, and medical care. The PCE is defined as a measure of price changes in consumer goods and services.
I see where you are going with this, but what is the difference between core and headline CPI?
Difference between headline and core measures of inflation is that the headline includes everything bought and sold in an economy, while core includes everything bought as food and energy.
Which is currently higher, the core or the headline inflation?
Currently, core inflation is higher than headline inflation, but CPI and PCE both increased over the last year.
Hold on, I'm getting another call.
So, is Regina mad at me?
No, she was just trying to help you, but I gotta go. Regina's teaching me about the CPI.
As of October 2015, the core PCE percent change from a year ago is 1.28181, and it's currently listed as 109.830. As of October 2015, the headline PCE is 109.749. As of October 2015, the headline CPI is 238.042. CPI is the change in prices over time. It increased about 0.2. The PCE is consumption of GDP, and it increased about 1.2 something.
I completely get it now. Since prices are rising and there is inflation, it is necessary to increase the federal funds rate.
Yes, exactly. But now I have to go buy durable goods just in case there's another recession.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, K. Hazen.
Spitting it like a raisin.
Hey. All you unemployed people, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you how you contribute to society.
Alright, we got Kevin Hayes on the track. Okay.
What does it mean to be unemployed, you may ask? I just got laid off, pass me that flask.
Give him some whiskey, dog.
Hey. Our nation's national rate of unemployment at 5.1%, producing at full PPC. The Fed is content.
Okay.
2 weeks later, I've given in. Drowning myself in whiskey, I'm no longer driven.
Oh. Give it up, dog.
Alright. Not seeking for a job or able to work. I'm no longer considered in the natural unemployment rate. Ain't that berserk?
Yaga. Kevin Hayes out.
We out. We have chosen to slowly implement a contractionary monetary policy. We will slowly increase the federal funds rate, which will, in turn, decrease the money supply. This will balance out the economy without the risk of too much inflation. The unemployment is at a low percentage right now, which shows that the economy is stable enough that we could execute this type of tight money policy. Since the Great Recession, the headline Consumer Price Index, or PCE, has shown recovery by gradually increasing. Compared to the headline, the core PCE, or price index, excludes food and energy. The core PCE, or price index, has also gradually increased since the Great Recession. Because food and energy prices are currently low, the core PCE is currently higher than the headline PCE. This shows a need for our contractionary monetary policy. Because of the monetary policy we chose, the unemployment will increase, but not increase enough to cause a recession. The current unemployment rate, which is calculated by the number of unemployed people divided by the size of the labor force, is 5.1%. An unemployed person is someone who is jobless, looking for a job, and is able to work. Full-time students, retired people, and discouraged workers are not counted towards the unemployment rate. Since the economy is dealing with an inflation rate a little under 3%, it is best to enact a monetary policy that reduces the money supply. This would help bring the inflation rate to the goal of 2%. The current real GDP is $16.42 billion and increasing at 2.1% per year as of the third quarter in 2015. Although our policy will decrease the real GDP slightly, it will not have a significant enough effect on the economy. Total non-farm payment takes into account all workers excluding general government employees, private household employees, employees of nonprofit organizations that provide assistance to individuals, and farm employees. It includes about 80% of the nation's GDP. It is a good indicator of how effective and efficient our economy is. It has increased greatly since the Great Recession, and as seen in the graph, the total non-farm payroll is currently going upward. A contractionary monetary policy would positively affect the employment rate and hope that our economy is healthy enough to withstand it. Since consumer sentiment is rising, people have more faith in the economy. This will result in an increase in real GDP because of more consumption and gross investment, thus shifting the aggregate demand curve to the right. However, the economy is healthy enough to withstand an increase in the federal funds rate.